few technical issues getting myself logged on there, but we're all good to go now. And I hope you weren't hanging around waiting too long. So we've got a lovely stretch for you today. Lots of side lean, lots of rotation. We're going to really get into the hips, loosen out through the side of the body, and we'll finish off down on the mat with some hamstring stretches, and you're going to feel refreshed and wonderful by the time we've finished. As always, if you experience any pain or discomfort during any of the movements, then you either stop or just modify to something that suits you better. If you feel unwell, make sure you stop. And if you're exercising on your own, it's a good idea to have a method of communication nearby. Have a phone handy just in case you need to reach out for any help. We're going to start up in standing, and then we'll move down onto the mat with a little bit of high kneeling, 4-point kneeling, and then probably onto our backs, but I'll see how we're doing for time. You won't need any special equipment, just your mat and space to move around in. Because we are getting up and down off the floor, if you're nearby to a little bit of furniture, just in case you need that bit of help getting up and down, then of course remember that's there for you. Right, you can see some messages. I'm going to say hello. Nobody there on my screen. Am I seeable, visible? Yeah, there we go. Good. There might just been a little bit of a lag perhaps with it, but I think we should be good to go. I'm also going to just lift the screen up a wee bit because we're going to do some reaching overhead, and I need you to make sure that we can see me there. There is now. Good, lovely. So we're good to start, and I know that you can see me, which means you can probably hear me too, which may or may not be a bad thing. Okay, let's get started. So stand in space with your feet about hip width apart. Spread your feet out into the floor. Lengthen through the bottom part of the spine. Let the weight of the arms pull the shoulders down and lift up through the crown of your head. I want you to set your shoulder blades down, tuck them in behind you. Good, palms face forward. We're going to take a breath in as you lift the arms up. Good, and out as you lower the arms down. 2 more of those. In as you come up. Out as you go down. 1 last one. Fantastic, well done. Just make sure that the chest is wide, that you're sinking the weight of the feet in towards the floor, and you're lengthening through the spine. Now I want you to take a hold of this wrist. So grab a hold of it, and arms are going to start down to begin with. You're just going to gently pull downwards on the arm as you then lift the arms overhead. Good, and try and lean back a little bit here if that feels comfortable. Good. And then you're going to bring the arms back in front of you. I'll stand sideways a little bit so you can see what I want you to do. You're going to nod the chin to the chest and then pull forwards. Good. Rounding the upper back. Pull the shoulder blades back. Come up tall again. Arms are going to come overhead once again, but now you're going to lean over this way. Good. Open out between the ribs and the pelvis. Marvelous. Come back. And then we're going to let those arms come down. You're going to take a forward fold where you're resting your elbows onto your knees. Now that same side that you had a hold of your wrist, you're going to straighten the leg on that side. So just pushing the leg back slightly. Let the head hang heavy. Arm on the same side as the leg that you're trying to straighten out. You're going to lift up to the ceiling. Resting your elbow on the knee as you do that. Looking up at the hand. Now bring your arm back down, resting both elbows onto your knees. Let the head hang heavy. And now we're going to let the arms hang down towards the floor. Keep that softness in your knees. And then we're going to roll up through the vertebrae. So straighten the knees back a little bit. Roll up through the spine, stacking each little vertebrae until you come up tall. Fantastic, well done. Now we're going to repeat that sequence, but holding on to the other arm this time. So nice strong stance. I'll come sideways a little bit so you can see. We're going to hold on to the other arm, to the one we did before, and just pull down to the floor a wee bit. Then we're taking both arms overhead and extending backwards just as far as you're comfortable to manage. Come back into center. Bring the arms out in front of you at shoulder height. Nod the chin to the chest. Round the upper back, curl into the ribs, and pull your arm forwards. Good. Pull the shoulder blades back together, come up tall. Take the arms overhead once again. Now we're going to lean away from the arm that you've got hold of. Shift the hips over if that feels comfortable. Good. Come back up into center. We're going to release the arms into a forward fold where you're resting your elbows onto your thighs. Let the head hang heavy. And that side that we've had a hold of the arm, let's just push the knee back slightly. Good. Feel that pull up the back of the leg, and then when you're ready, release the arm on the same side as that straightish leg, looking up to your hand. Excellent. Release back through, hands onto the elbows, chin down towards the chest. Now we're going to let the arms hang loose. Push into the tailbone as you roll up through the spine. Stacking each little vertebrae until you come up tall and taking the chest open. Fantastic, well done. Now we're going to come down onto the mat and we're going to repeat similar sort of sequence. But you're going to come onto your high kneel position. So we want one leg out in front, toes tucked underneath you on the back leg, and bottom tucked underneath with a line between your ear, your shoulder, your hip, and your knee. Lift up tall and lengthen the bottom part of the spine. Ground your feet in towards the floor. So really kind of fix that position. Now on the same side as your front leg, you're going to hold on to that wrist. Pull forward and reach up. If you feel comfortable to do so, just extend back a little bit. Good, then we come back to shoulder height with the arms, round the upper back and push forwards. Good, uncurl, lift the arms up again, and we're going to lean away from your front leg side. Good, lovely, well done. Unfold, and then the hands come forward. They're going to go down onto the floor. If you're not comfortable having the hands down on the floor, then you can just rest up onto your front knee. If you're all right with them down on the floor, we then lift the hand on the back leg side to come up into that twist. Looking up at the hand. Good, we come down, and then you're going to peel back up, using your leg for support if you need to, into that high kneel position. Swap legs, but it's the same sequence. So we're going to bring the other leg out in front. Nice wide stance. Tuck the toes underneath. Knee over the heel on that front side. Lengthen through the bottom part of your back. And really plant those feet into the floor for a good strong position. Holding onto the wrist on the same side as your front leg. We're going to pull the arm forwards a little bit, and then up and overhead with a lean back if you feel comfortable to do so. And we come back, arms to shoulder height, curve the upper back, chin to chest, pull forwards. Excellent stuff, well done. Come up into a nice tall position again, bring the arms up overhead, and we're leaning towards your back leg side. Lean over. Good, back up into the middle, and then the arms are going to rest either on your front knee, and you can twist from there, or you're going to bring the hands down onto the floor and join in with me now where we twist up. So whichever version you're doing, it's a nice big twist looking up to the hand. Hold there for me briefly, and then we bring the arms back into place. You're going to bring yourself up nice and tall, and then we bring both legs behind, coming into a 4-point position. So spread the fingers out, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, and toes tucked underneath. Into your cat stretch. I want you to curve around the back. Tuck the chin under, tuck the bottom under, and release the other way. Good. Let's do 4 more of these. Big breath in, breathe into the back of the ribs as you curl. Breathe out. Shoulders down, head up. And again, inhale, curl. Exhale, release. And again. Two more for me, please. And last one. Good. And then come back. So we've got more of a flat back tabletop position. If you need to just briefly take the pressure off the wrists, then please do. But we're going to go back to that 4-point position. Got a nice little one to loosen up through your hips a wee bit here. So what I would like you to do from this 4-point position, shoulders over wrists, fingertips splayed out, we're going to move your feet out to the side. So you're just pivoting on the knee. Take the foot out to one side and then bring the other one to meet it. And just sort of play around a little bit here, perhaps transfer your weight forwards and backwards, maybe even a little bit of cat stretching. Lovely. And then bring the feet back into center. Let's go the same, but to the other way now. So taking the foot over and over. So we're kind of rotating the hips. And another little curl. Maybe a little wiggle side to side. So just play around with this position. And if you feel one bit that's perhaps a bit more snaggy than the other, then that's where you need to work. Okay, come back in the middle. We'll do 1 more to each side. Shoulders over the wrists. Walk the feet out one way so they kind of windscreen wiper themselves out. And then take a little wriggle in this position. Seeing if you can unlock any stiffness, any tightness. Okay, let's come back in the middle. Last time over the other way. Walk those feet over. And then we wiggle. Stretching it all out. Bring the feet back into center, bottom down to heels. Reach the arms out in front. And then take a little sway from side to side. And now we're going to uncurl, bring ourselves round into a seated position. Now, ideally, I want you to take this sort of 90-90 position or Z sit where you've got one leg in front, other one scooped out behind. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you've got options. One option is to perhaps not have this leg tucked behind you, but instead have it out to the side. Or another option is to sit with both legs out in front. So choose whichever one's going to be best for you. I'm going to stick with the one where I've got my leg tucked in behind me. And then first thing is just to kind of see if you can get your sit bones down towards the floor. Particularly on the back leg side or straight leg side, if that's the variation you've chosen, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get that hip down, but just keep working into it, sort of sink into it and see how you go. We're going to take a little twist now. So we're going this way towards the back leg or your straight leg if you've taken that option. And we're just going to walk the hands around with a little twist there, breathing into the stretch. And then walk the hands back to the middle, over to the other side. So going round, sort of reaching out and around. Try and keep your sitting bones down and towards the floor. Good, breathing into that stretch. and then we bring it into center, and you're going to go into a forward fold. So taking the arms out forward, you might be able to rest down on your elbows. You might be able to take those hands a little bit further. You may be more comfortable just resting in a slightly higher up position. But really, whatever works for you goes here. And we're going to hold in that stretch. Good. Unfold yourself. And then we're going to untangle the legs to do that same thing, but on the other side. So remember, you've got your options. You can just be sat in a wide sit. And if you're there, you stay there until we do the other side. You might want to tuck one leg in and have the other one out straight. Or you're happy to go into that back fold with the leg and sitting the tailbones in towards the floor. Now, it's probable that you will find one side much easier to do than the other. I say that because noticeably for me, this is my easier side. I've just done the tricky one. But that's fine. If you notice that, it's okay. Just keep working into it, but you might not get as far around one way as perhaps you did when the legs were the other way around. But we're going to go with our little twist first of all. So the first twist is round towards the back leg, walking the hands around. So we take a bit of a reach and a twist, sinking those sitting bones in towards the floor. Breathe into your stretch. And then we come back through to the middle, over to the other way. So walk the hands around, maybe reaching across, reaching out a little bit, but keep the sit bones into the floor. Breathe into your stretch. Good. And then we come to the middle and taking a little walk forwards. It might be elbows to the floor. You might be able to get the hands a little bit further out, but try and keep the sit bones down in towards the mat. Breathe into your stretch. And then you're going to uncurl and bring yourself back up. Perfect. So we've got time for a few more deeper stretches. Lay on our back. So if you can untangle your legs there, swizzle yourself around until we come into a rest position. Feet and knees together, arms out to the side. Tuck the shoulder blades in behind you. We're going to keep the knees together as both knees go over one way. Turn the head the opposite way around to your knees. Breathe into that one. Good, let's come back over. Knees through center. Turn the head the opposite way to the knees. And sinking into that stretch. Back into the middle. Bring both knees up and in towards you. Squeeze them in with a little rock from side to side. Good, then you're going to let go of one leg, slide it out long. Pull the toes up towards you, push into the heel. The knee that you've still got a hold of, pull it across your body. Taking the arm out long, looking towards that arm. And trying to pull the knee kind of in the direction of your opposite shoulder, really. Breathe into it. Excellent, well done. Come back to center. This leg that you've got pulled in towards you, we're going to cross that over the bottom leg. So you've brought that one up and we're into our figure 4 position. You then pick up the bottom leg, pull it in towards you with a little rock from side to side. Good. And then you untangle your leg, pop it down, pop the other one down. Just have a little jiggle, melt those shoulders into the floor And then we're going to do same to the other side. So start with bringing both knees in towards the chest. Then the leg that was just a crossover leg, that one's going to release. The knee that you've got pulled in towards you, bring it across the body, up in the direction of the opposite shoulder, taking the other arm out, look at that hand. Nice wide, full breaths. Good, lovely, well done. Back into the middle. That leg that's pulled in towards you is going to be the one that crosses over. And then pick the bottom knee up, pull it in towards you, and take a little rock from side to side. Excellent stuff, well done. Untangle your legs, and we're going to roll onto either side, doesn't matter, because you're going to keep going round until you're in your cobra position here. So we've got elbows underneath the shoulders, spread the hands out, tuck your shoulder blades in, tuck your toes underneath, and raise the eye line. If you're happy there, you stay there. If you can extend the stretch, you can straighten your elbows up to get a deeper stretch, but keep the hips down on the mat. It's fine if you're down here. Okay, next thing, we're going to come up into standing. Now, you either come up into standing in a way that is comfortable for you, or if you feel confident and able to do it, you're going to join me coming through a downward dog. So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, coming from that cobra, tucking the toes underneath and sticking the bottom up in the air. Now spend a bit of time here, maybe just paddle the feet. Pull the shoulders down and in. Perhaps a little wiggle from side to side. But when you're ready, let's walk the hands towards the feet with the heels pressed into the floor. We roll up through the spine, pulling through the core, lifting each and every little vertebrae up on top of one another until we all meet back up in standing. Find a little bit of space in the center of your mat. Adjust your leggings if you need to, like me. And then settle there. Tuck in the bottom underneath. Roll the shoulders up, round and back. Press the soles of the feet into the floor. Lift the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And just let the weight of the arms pull the shoulders away from the ears. 2 big inhale, exhales. So in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Good, one last one. Big, strong, powerful breath in. Big, strong, powerful breath out. Good. Give everything a little jiggle. That is your stretch and mobility routine complete for this slightly blustery Monday morning where I am. Don't know what it's like where you are, but either way, we've had a good stretch, you've loosened off your body, and you're ready to face the rest of the day, the rest of your week. And I will be back next Monday for another session with you at 10 o'clock. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.